Hello again, fellow warriors. My name is Toria. I'm the yoga instructor for Texas A&M Central Texas. And so we're back at our next installment of socially distanced yoga mindfulness. And today I wanted to explore a little more of our practice using the assistance of props in our class. So I have with me right now a yoga strap, which I believe this one is just a 6 foot long strap, simple strap. So they have different forms of yoga straps out there. So there's typically a 6 foot, an 8 foot, and a 10 foot strap. But in order for this practice, you don't necessarily have to have an actual yoga strap. You're more than welcome to use a towel. You can use a belt. Belts are excellent for this practice. And anyway, we're just going to be using something to help us extend a little bit without overextending so much. So I'll get more into that when we start moving through our practice, but just have a strap or strap-like object, like a belt, that you can apply a little pressure to nearby. And then we'll decide if you even want to use the prop or if you don't want to use the prop. So no judgment either way. Now it's just a gentle reminder at the beginning of our practice that when we come into this practice here with me, we are trying to set aside a lot of our regular day mentality. So we're trying to intentionally take a moment to settle in strong, find a seated posture, root the hips down and strong beneath you, stack up the spine tall and proud, open the heart space, take a full breath in and let it out when you're ready. And do that a couple times if you need to. But let's go ahead and start exaggerating a little bit of what we're already feeling here. So we're feeling tense. What I want to start with is our shoulders. So if we'll start with nice level shoulders as we usually would with our tall spine, our heart space open. Let's go ahead and exaggerate as we roll through our breath. So we're going to inhale, push the shoulders forward and up. Exhale, push the shoulders back and down, and continue to roll in that way as you breathe. Great breath in. Great breath out. All right, keep it going. One more time, one more great circle. Exaggerate it as much as we need to. And then bring the shoulders back down to a restful place. Shake it out a little bit if you need to. Let's give a little more attention to our forearms because we're probably doing a lot at our computers or on our phones throughout the day now. So let's go ahead and sweep the hands way out wide and tall, and we're just going to reach up to the sky. And we're going to try and relax the shoulders as we reach up so that we don't feel so scrunchy. So relax a little bit. And then when we exhale, we'll turn our palms back down to the earth, and we'll drop those finger pads way out wide to the mat beside us. And then when we're ready with our next breath, we'll inhale, sweep wide and tall, reach, relax at the top. Exhale, palms back down, release. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Let's do this 2 more times. Last time, let's reach wide and tall. And let's release our hands way out wide to the mat beside us. And we're going to try and leave the fingertips way out as far as we can reach naturally while dropping the shoulders and hands back to the ground. We're going to use our next inhale to sweep our right palm. So I'm going to mirror you for a moment. We're going to reach our right palm way out wide and tall. And then when we exhale, let's lean into our left palm and maybe soften our elbow a little bit. And lean across the midline of the body. Now I see a lot of people exaggerate here. They like to go way out there and they like to bounce with it, but I'm not asking you to do that. I'm asking you to move slow and stop where you feel ready. Great breath. And let's exchange. Let's exhale, drop our right hand to the mat, fingertips way out there. Inhale, sweep the left palm, lean into the right hand, the right elbow a little. Okay, and we're going to exchange back and forth. It's going to seem silly. It's going to seem like we're swimming. Exhale to release. Inhale to rise. Take a breath. Exhale to release. Inhale to rise. Take a breath. All right, let's go ahead and come back into our neutral place, dropping both palms way out wide. we're gonna start to use our next breath here to walk a little bit. So we're gonna rotate. So when we use our next exhale, let's swing our left hand across our body on our right knee. I'm still mirroring you. Sorry if that's a little bit confusing. But then the right hand is gonna walk back behind our right hip, and we're just gonna gently hold strong on the outside of the knee and tug with that left arm just a little bit. Now we're not cranking, we're not yanking, we're not trying to rip up the knee, we're not trying to push that shoulder so far. We're just gonna gently tug, look back beyond the right shoulder, take a great breath. And on our next breath, we're gonna exhale and unwind. Hands way out wide, fingertips just barely touching the mat. Okay, let's exhale. Right palm comes across to the left knee. Left hand walks back behind that left hip. Gently tug a little bit. We're not forcing. We're not exaggerating here. We're just gently stretching into a space. And then we'll unwind into neutral. Okay, let's go ahead. This one's going to be a little exhausting, but we're going to reach our hands way out wide. I've got a couch next to me, so it's going to be a little bit silly for a moment. But palms way up to the sky, and we're just going to draw some circles. So if we can imagine that we're drawing on the walls on either side of us, we're going to roll through some circles, kind of like what we did with our shoulders, but now we're feeling it way out in the upper arm part, the biceps and triceps, the upper arm. All right, let's start to create a greater, wider, taller circle. Okay, slow and easy. Snap, crackling, and popping happens sometimes. If you've had a recent shoulder injury, of course, you don't have to do this. You could alternate doing circles on one side and then circles on the other. Trying to give a lot of options so you don't feel pressured to be somewhere that you're not comfortable. Yeah, we want to get a little uncomfortable, but I'm not trying to make you hate the process. So let's pause where we are in our circle and reverse. So reverse that circle, wide, tall, alternating if you prefer, whatever suits you best. This is where the upper arms are getting tired, so let's start to taper back down to our smaller circle, where the hand just kind of stays in a very similar place the whole time. Smaller circle, still reverse, okay? And then we'll go ahead and reach the hands way up tall over the body. Let's lace the fingers over the midline. Exhale, push the heel of the palm up to the sky, and it is up to you how much you want to exaggerate here. If you need to soften the elbows because the shoulders are already tense, that's fine. But if you want to push the heel of the palm and kind of strengthen the elbows a little bit, please do. Maybe we can lean a little bit to our left side. And maybe we can lean a little bit to our right side. Or maybe we just want to stay still today. If we can, we'll try one or two more. Side to side. No pressure, no judgment, no expectation. We'll come back to the midline and then let's draw the heel of the palm down to shoulder height. So now it's like we're pushing forward. Now, just like when we're lifting up to the sky, you can soften the elbows, you can relax the shoulders again, or you can push the heel of the palm and strengthen those elbows. Try to resist the urge to just lock out completely because that will stress you out. So just push forward, no need to lock. Okay. We're going to inhale, rise up above shoulder height, but just a little bit. And then we're going to exhale and drop below shoulder height, just a little bit. So we're kind of bouncing with our breath here. One more time. And release. All right, let's go ahead and turn the heel of the palm back in on itself, resting the elbows completely this time. Rock the wrists around a little bit. See how you feel, waking up those forearms. No, it's kind of a lot to take in. Okay, let's pause that motion and make our conjoined fist again, both hands laced together. And we're gonna push our combined knuckle up underneath our jaw, right here underneath the chin. We don't have to punch, we don't have to push really hard, we don't have to apply a bunch of pressure. We're just gonna let the very tip of one of our knuckles, or maybe two or three of them, just kind of lightly connect to that bone underneath our jaw. And then we're gonna start to look up to the sky above, start to turn the face up towards the sky and apply just a little bit of extra pressure, pushing the knuckles upward, helping to lift the face. Okay, hold it on there, you got it, breathe. Exhale to release back down to neutral so that we're at eye level again. Release the hands away from the face, and let's open up the hands like a basket this time. So our hands kind of create a woven basket. Let's go ahead and set this basket at the back of our head, right at the top of the neck, right at the base of the skull. So right where we would connect to our spine. Okay, so this is the hard part because when we bring the hands back like this, our shoulders want to come up to our ears. I want to challenge you to pull those shoulder blades down to the earth behind us. It's not easy. Take your time. Do a couple practice rounds if you need to. Shrugging and then dropping. Really good for the neck muscles too, just to at least become aware of where we're holding our tension throughout the day. Okay, so let's go back to normal. Let's rest those shoulder blades down heavy behind us. Let's point our elbows towards the front of the room, kind of like we're kind of framing our face here, okay? And then we're gonna take the hands and push into the back of the head and allow ourselves to tuck the chin down to the chest and let the weight of the arms help apply some pressure to the back of our neck, to those neck muscles that run along the spine, tall across the back. Okay. And then we'll lift our face back up into neutral. We'll open up the elbows wide. Let's go ahead and reach the hands way up tall and way out wide, like a letter Y, like the letter Y from YMCA. Okay, so we're reaching way out wide. We're trying to relax the shoulders down a little bit. Now, we're going to try a different combination of stretches here. So when we exhale, let's bring the palms to the midline of the body right in front of the heart. So we have to come down towards shoulder height. And then we're going to inhale and open way back behind our shoulders. So let's open up wide like a letter T. And then let's try to pull the shoulders and the hands just a little bit behind us. And then exhale, meet at heart center, way out there long. Inhale, let's go ahead and open up the hands wide like our letter T, but this time put a bend in the elbow, palms kind of frame the face a little bit, and let's bring those elbows back like we're gonna try and squeeze the shoulder blades behind us, and I'll rotate in a moment, don't worry. So when we exhale, we'll tap the midline in front of the heart. We'll inhale for Y, exhale, tap, inhale, T, tug a little bit back with those palms, exhale, and then W. All right, now I'll rotate. Keep it going though, keep with your breath. When we inhale, we'll open up Y, exhale, inhale T, exhale, inhale W, exhale. One more time, Y, T, and W. Awesome. Let's drop those hands heavy to our sides. Even shake them out a little bit if you need to. I know we did a lot with hands all over the place in the air. Sorry. Shake it out. Let it go. No judgment, no expectation, no pressure. Okay. So let's go ahead and start to enlist the help of our prop today. So if you can, grab your long towel that you have rolled up, or your belt, or your yoga strap if you happen to have one available. Really, you can use any form of cloth. You can even have like a really long t-shirt. You wouldn't really want to stretch out a t-shirt, but try to find something sturdy that you're not gonna tear into or anything like that. You don't want to break anything that you like. So, okay, I have my strap. We're going to take our hands right at heart center and kind of wrap our hands, our fists around our makeshift strap of some sort. We're going to walk the hands out to maybe like shoulder width apart. It's a lot easier for me because I'm on camera, but check yourself in the mirror if you need to, about shoulder width apart. And then we're going to go maybe 2 fist lengths beyond that. So we'll open up a little wider stance. All right, cool. All right, so now that we have this, we're going to exhale, tap the wrist to the knee right in front of us, and then inhale. Let's be mindful of how we lift our hands up into the sky. We don't need to be smacking anybody or anything. And then we're going to try and drop a little bit behind us like we did with our YTW. We're going to pull those shoulder blades back, and then exhale, guide back down to the kneecap. Tap. Inhale, rise. And squeeze. And then exhale. Inhale, rise. And squeeze. Exhale. And tap. And we're going to rise up last time. And squeeze. And then let's come back to our shoulder width apart. So we're going to come back to our shoulder width. Awesome. All right, now that we're here, let's go ahead and try the same thing. So we're not quite as wide stance. We're going to keep it, yeah, there we go, about shoulder width apart. We're going to exhale, maybe tap the knuckles to the ground before us. Be extra mindful this time because the ends of our strap are going to be all over our faces. So let's inhale to rise up. Try not to whack ourselves. Reach up tall and then lean a little bit back with the hands. And come back into neutral. And lower. Whew, slow and controlled movement the whole way. I know it seems kind of silly, but here we are. Practicing anyway. Practicing in spite of the silliness. Okay, let's try 3 more. Rising up, reaching as we go. Squeezing the shoulder blades. And then release. All right, let's try just 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last time. Rising up nice and tall, dropping just a little bit back with the hands. And then we'll come all the way down to rest. We'll let go of our strap or makeshift strap. We'll shake it out a little bit. Roll through the shoulders. Whatever helps. Okay. So let's take attention away from our shoulders for a moment, and instead let's focus on some forward folds so that we can feel the strength and the stretch in our abdominals that keep us tall, seated nice and tall, or slumped into our chair throughout the day, depending on how we're managing, no judgment. Okay, so I'm going to kick my strap out of the way, and I'm going to kick my legs way out long in front of me. So as always, when we have legs out long before us, knees can be soft. Hang on, I'm all dark today, wearing all dark clothes. Knees can be soft before us, or we can have strong legs to challenge the hamstrings. If you've not been doing a lot of physical activity and instead doing a lot of seated stuff, I would encourage you to start with at least a little bit of softness in the knees. And by all means, go as far as you need to go and don't be ashamed of it, okay? Your forward fold is going to look like and feel like what you needed to look like and feel like today. Doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. So from there, we're going to grab our strap and we're going to hook the maybe the midline of our makeshift strap around the ball of the feet up towards the toes a little bit so we can still move those toes. And then we're going to stretch the sides of that strap or makeshift strap back to where we're at. Okay, I have really exaggerated bend in my knee, but you could be here too if you wanted to, or you could be legs out long. Okay, totally up to you. But we're going to take our hands around the outside of our strap, and we're going to walk the hands far enough back that the shoulders and arms rest naturally. So we're intentionally holding up the strap, but we're not holding any slack yet. So let go of those arms, build up the spine tall. Let's use our next exhale to push the heart forward first without even using the strength of our strap or our arms just yet. Pushing the heart forward to whatever fold meets us first in the spine, okay? And then we'll wrap our hands around our strap and we'll tug gently with those biceps to help us get just a little bit further, okay? Now, it's not all up to the arms here, it's up to the back. We're working on those abdominal muscles. Okay, let's try kind of a little bit of a reaching breath. We'll imagine an inhale builds up the spine, and an exhale gives us a little more space to fold. Inhale, tall spine in your mind. Exhale, fold. Now you can physically be doing this swaying motion if it helps, or you could just mentally imagine yourself building up the spine and folding. Okay. Inhale, let's go ahead and build back up to our tall spine, unwinding the hands as we go. Okay, let's try one more traditional forward fold before we start changing it up. So I'm going to try and lengthen my legs a little bit more. By all means, you can keep them as long as you want. And I'm going to be careful with my hamstrings, and I would highly suggest that you do the same for yourself. Just take care of yourself. You don't have to impress anybody. Okay, so my knees are a little bit stronger this time. My arms are back to restfulness. They're just holding the strap. We're not tugging or anything, not catching any slack. Just going to build up the spine. I'm going to push my heart forward on the exhale first. We'll see how far I get. And then with the next breath, I'll wind up that strap in my hands and I'll exhale, tug gently. It's not about the arm strength. It's not about anything but those back muscles. Okay, so again, I'll start to create a swaying motion, a reaching breath. I'll inhale, tall spine. And I'll exhale to forward fold. And I'll build up. And I'll fold. And I'll try it 2 more times. And then let's rebuild into our tall spine. Let's unwind the hands from the strap. Let's go ahead and remove the strap completely. So I'm going to drop it now. I'm going to give myself a chance to wobble out the knees, roll out the ankles, and reconnect with what I'm feeling in my legs today. Okay, so now let's focus a little bit more on a hip opener. We've come down to those abdominal muscles, so let's do a little bit more with that. Let's find our butterfly shape next. Let's set the soles of the feet together before us, knees in our diamond shape. And as always, it doesn't matter how close those ankles are to your torso. It's more about giving yourself enough space so that the hips and the knees are feeling in a familiar place at least, all right? At least a little bit comfortable. And then we're gonna root the hips down strong, stack up the spine tall. We're gonna take our exhale and we're gonna push the heart forward, just like we did a moment ago, except we don't have a strap right now. So maybe we choose to anchor onto our shin bones, or reach way out long, or cradle the feet, but the heart is still reaching forward. That's our center of attention. The heart is pushing forward, okay? We'll use our next breath, and we'll rise up nice and tall. And let's go ahead and stand those knees to the sky. And we're going to take some time to roll back, but we're not going into restfulness just yet. We're going to put in some different work that we haven't tried yet. So let's recline with our strap or makeshift strap nearby. We're going to claim some space on the mat so we can stretch out the hips, the shoulders, the back of the neck, the back of the head. Sorry, my hair is not cooperating. Okay. All right, so now that we're reclined, with our spine all stretched out strong, let's walk the shoulders down away from the ears so we don't feel like we're shrugging too much. And let's go ahead and start by scooping both knees up over the chest, wrapping the arms strong around the legs, and let's rock and roll side to side, creating our gentle body weight massage here. So it's our massage. We're not intending to apply any extra undue pressure anywhere. We're just gently rocking from side to side, carrying that body weight across all of those muscles that tend to get tense when we're sitting or standing for extended periods of time. Okay, so we'll come back into our neutral place. Let's go ahead and release our, I'm going to unmirror myself now. So I'm going to drop my left foot down to the ground, keep my right knee up over my chest, and let's go ahead and grab our strap nearby. So we're going to try and find about the midpoint of that strap. We're going to wrap it around the ball of the foot before us. And we're going to extend that leg way up into the sky. Okay, so once we have the leg and the strap extended, I like to always point out and mention here that it doesn't matter how straight your kneecap is in the sky. Yes, some people can get, there we go, like super straight legs if they put in extra effort, but I'm not trying to do too much muscular effort here. So let the knee rest a little bit. If that means that the foot needs to travel over the midline of the body a little bit so we can get more of a stretch in the hamstring, so be it. That's okay. Okay, we're all right with that. We're going to flatten our foot to the sky though, and that's going to help us flex the back of that calf muscle. We're going to take our strap first in our opposite hand. So let's bring both ends of our strap into our left hand. We're going to drop our right hand way out wide, like a counterbalance. We're going to leave our right knee standing to the sky right there. So that right knee is going to be our stopping point. We're going to lean across the midline of the body, but leave the hips flat to the ground as best as we can. Okay, we're going to cross the midline of the body so that that right foot starts to open up on our right side, but the left knee standing there. Hang on now, I think I said that backwards. Okay. The right foot crossing the body to the left side is going to be stopped by our left knee standing there beside us. All right, so the right thigh is stopped by the left thigh. The hips remain as level to the ground as possible, and that right hand way out here is going to be our extra counterbalance. Okay, we're trying to stretch the outer portion of the thigh a little bit, but let's come back to the midline of the body. And now let's exchange hands, setting the right hand around the entire strap and the left hand way out wide. Now this one's going to be harder for the hips to stay level. So if it helps, you can extend that left leg all the way out to rest. I find that one's easier for me rather than the standing knee, but it's up to you. Okay, either way, left hand way out wide, and then we'll start to open up our right hip towards the right side of the room. And we're going to see how comfortable we are bringing that right foot way out wide beside us. Now, I do like to point out when we're opening up the hip in this way, we are in our hand to foot posture with the help of our strap in between. You know, our strap is extending our hand a little bit to meet the foot, if you could say it like that. But I find a lot of people struggling with these postures, and I'll reset myself for a moment. I find people struggling with these postures because they want to kick into the hand and they want to bring that shoulder up off the ground, and then they're trying to reach for it. But I want to challenge you to pull the shoulder down to the earth, soften the knee if that means you need to soften the knee, and let that shoulder stay level, let the hips stay level. Some people are excellent at keeping the hips level, even with the knees bent. I can't quite that. It's just a thing for me. I have to have both legs long, and that's okay. All right, so let's bring that right foot right back up over the midline of the body, and let's bring the left foot standing, and let's bend that right knee so we can remove our strap and drop the right foot beside the left foot to rest, okay? So let's set the feet way out wide to the edges of the mat so the knees are wider than hip distance apart. The feet are way out wide. And we're going to let the hands come out wide as well, maybe like a letter T, maybe like a goalpost. It just depends on the amount of space that we have available. We're going to start to rock the knees very slowly, side to side. And the knees are going to work independently from each other here. So we'll just rock and roll left and right with no hurry at all. No need to accomplish anything here. We're just getting a little more loosey-goosey in the hips. Like I said, we've made our way down from shoulders. We're working down those abdominals. We're trying to get into the articulation of the hips and the thigh. There's a lot of muscles along the body, so. All right, when you're ready, let's restand those knees to the sky. Let's bring those feet hip distance apart. And let's try everything on our opposite side. So now I'm going to bring up my left knee to my chest. Opposite of the leg that we already worked on. No surprise there. We'll take the strap around the ball of that foot and push that heel up to the sky. Okay? Like before, doesn't matter how straight the knee is, as long as the foot is flat to the sky, and as long as you're not feeling any undue sources of strain or tension. So yes, we want to feel a stretch in the back of the thigh, but no, I'm not trying to make you hate everything about this right now. Try to leave the shoulders as level to the ground, even if that means softening the knee even more, okay? And then let's start first with our right hand way out wide, our left hand around the strap, and then we're going to cross the midline of the body to our right side first. So our right knee is standing and blocking the way. We're not going to get very far. We want the hips and shoulders to remain as level to the ground as possible, okay? Still, hand to foot posture with the help of a strap. Okay. And when you feel ready, I think I did a lot of talking last time though. Let's rise back up to neutral. And, oh gosh, I used my left hand for everything. Oh well, that's all right. Whatever works best for you, we're gonna go ahead and decide if we want this right knee to remain standing or if we want the right leg lying out long. Either way, you're still gonna open up to that same left side. It just depends on how you feel most balanced, okay? So shoulders and hips remain level, best effort, right hand way out wide, and then we're gonna take the left hip and open up to our left side. Slow and easy, okay? We're not in a hurry here. We're not trying to impress anybody, least of all ourselves. We're just trying to move and hold for stability whenever you've got a challenging space for hand to foot posture with the help of our strap. Okay? Great breath in the body. No expectation, no need, no judgment. And when you feel ready, let's rise back up to neutral. Let's go ahead and stand that right knee to the sky, release the left knee so we can remove our strap. I'm gonna kick it off to my side here, but I'm not gonna get rid of it yet, okay? Let's go ahead and bring both knees up over the chest, wrap the arms strong around the legs, rock and roll again, side to side, up and down along the spine, or maybe in a circular motion. Yeah, I personally will always stick with side to side. It's just the most comfortable for me. So knees to chest posture. And we've got our strap nearby, so we're going to try and push ourselves a little bit here. So let's settle into stillness at the midline. Okay, settle into stillness in the body. All right. Okay, from our midline, let's take our strap around the ball of both of our feet. Whew. So I have to peel up a little bit, but I'm going to bring my shoulders back down to rest. And I'm going to start to kick my legs up in the sky. And I'm going to hold my strap with both hands. Try to flatten the feet to the sky. Let the knees remain as soft as you need to. Again, if you find yourself reaching, and shrugging the shoulders up, relax the shoulders. Relax the knees. It'll help, okay? So let's go ahead and take a few patient breaths here. Legs in the air with the assistance of our strap. This is also, by the way, a really nice posture to take against a wall when you've been sitting a lot frequently. You can scoot up really close to the wall with your rear end. You can scoot up really close with the heel of your feet, with your rear end, and you can kick the leg straight up along the wall space there. And then you can rest against that major prop. Your wall is a major prop for you. It doesn't move. You don't have to worry about it getting a little tiresome for your arms. Okay, another opportunity. But I want to take 3 more breaths here. So 3 more great inhales, followed by great exhales, without judgment, without expectation, without the need to change anything. Just moving slow and simple today. Okay? Let's go ahead and begin to soften the knees. As those knees come down, remove the strap, set it off to our side, stretch the arms way out wide, kick the feet way out long to the end of the mat. And then when you've settled the rest of the body down, reach the hands way up tall overhead. Okay, let's cross the hands. Let's lace our fingers overhead. And let's reach with every muscle that we can muster in the body here. So I'm going to point my toes to the bottom of the room. I'm going to reach my laced fingers to the top of the room. And I'm going to try to peel up a little bit in the low of my back. And I'm going to stretch across the whole body and exaggerate. And then with our next exhale, gently release the hands. We're going to do like a sunrise, sunset. So we'll rise up over the body and then sunset beside the torso. Whew. All right, relax those heels out a little bit. From here, we're going to be taking a couple of really lovely twists. Okay, so let's put a bend in our right knee in front of us here, or below us. So our right knee is standing to the sky. Everything else is level to the ground. Let's sweep the hands way out wide into our letter T, or bend the arms at 90 degrees for our goalpost arms, okay? Now, we're gonna be taking a great twist. So our lower body is gonna start to twist and turn to our left side. In order to get there, let's push into the mat with our right foot. Let's push our right hip over our left hip, and then point our right knee to our left side of the room. And if you want to stay here with your bent knee right over the other leg, you're more than welcome to stay here with your bent knee. I like to kick my right foot way out wide and try to drop that foot heavy. Okay, so wherever we're at in this twist, it doesn't matter how we line up with our knees. We just want the right hip taller than the left hip so that the belly button is at an angle, so that the hips are starting to rotate, but the heart stays flat as we can. I know that right shoulder comes up a little bit. Totally cool. Hang in there, hold that balance. Some people like to bring their left hand on that opposite side of the body down to way on the outside of the thigh or the outside of the knee. I like it too sometimes, but you know, it's up to you. Okay, a great twist in the body. Heart neutral to the sky, belly button at an angle, hips twisted. You got it. Big hip opener on the outside of that thigh. Okay, with our next breath, let's unwind, unroll to neutral. Bring that toe, the heel, and the knee back to a comfortable place. Okay, readjust in the hips and shoulders. And then let's exchange the legs. So we'll drop the right leg way out long. We'll bend the left knee. Take a moment to side hands out wide or goalpost arms again. Okay, we're going to take the same twist, opposite direction. So we'll push the left foot into the mat, stacking the left hip taller than the right hip. And then we'll drag that left knee across the midline of the body for a great twist here. My left shoulder comes up a whole lot on this side. I promise I am all right. It's my back. I had a back surgery, so it's different. Everybody's posture is going to look different. Anyway, once we've taken our twist, that left knee is facing our right side of the room. Option to kick that left heel way out there and let it help the twist. Or bring the right hand down to the outside of the left knee to help the twist. You know, or just to keep the knee bent and just hover. Totally up to you. I'm not the boss of you. You're the boss of you. Great breath in the body. No judgment, no expectation, no desire to change anything at all. Just breathing, just moving, doing the best we can. That's all that matters. Okay. Let's start to gently unwind back into neutral, bringing the left toe, left heel, standing the left knee, adjusting the hips and shoulders. Okay, let's stand both knees to the sky. We've got both knees standing tall. Let's go ahead and take the same twist, but this time with both legs more in a restful place. So now both legs get a chance to kind of rest a little bit. Okay, so we're going to sweep both knees over to our left side of the room. You can try your best to keep the knee stacked over knee, ankle stacked over ankle, hip over hip. Really, I care about having the hips lined up with each other. But if you want to stagger the knees and the ankles because of the way that your hips are feeling today, by all means, go for it. It's just meant to be a twist. Now, because the belly button and the hips are now facing our left side of the room, let's this time keep the heart level, but turn the face all the way to our opposite side of the room, our right side of the room. So knees to our left, heart to the sky, face to the right. Now relax your eyes, relax your jaw, relax the shoulders away from the ears if you need to. I always catch myself shrugging up, but let it go and just breathe for a moment. No rush, no hurry. Okay, let's inhale, stand the knees to the sky, turn the face to neutral. And let's exhale and twist the opposite way. Let's turn our knees to our right side of the room. Let the hips rotate as they will. Decide how you like the knees and ankles, staggered or stacked. Okay. Heart is as level across the mat as we can get it, but this time we'll turn our face to our left side of the room. Okay, knees to our right, heart center to the sky above, face to our left. Great breath in the body here. Right. Awesome. When you're ready, let's stand the knees to the sky, turn the face back into neutral. Let's relax the arms, the hips. Whew. Wobble out the knees, roll out the ankles if you need to. All right. Now, in our reclined posture, let's revisit our butterfly posture, which we visited earlier. So if you'll remember, we're creating a diamond shape with the legs. We'll bring the soles of the feet together. Knees will remain out wide at the edges of the mat or beyond the edges of the mat. And then we're going to reach the hands tall overhead. Okay? I know often shoulders are not cooperative with this. So if you're feeling any undue wild tension here, if you don't like the way that you're feeling the joints lifted up in this way, practice either goalpost arms or cross the arms overhead, like you're hanging on to each of your elbows here. Okay, crisscross with the arms, I suppose. Or a goalpost, or hands tall in the sky, fingers laced. Okay, whatever suits you best. We're going to hang on here for this hip opener with no extra muscular effort for just a few more minutes. Okay, full breath rising, complete exhale falling. All right, when you feel ready, let's stand those knees to the sky, but let's keep the arms overhead, whether we've chosen crisscross arms, laced fingers, or goalpost arms. Either way, let's walk the feet way out wide to the edges of the mat beside us, like we did earlier, so feet are way wide apart, and then lean the knees against each other in the middle of the mat for what we call our broken bridge. I love broken bridge posture. Really good for helping you level the spine as flat to the ground as possible. Now that may not sound phenomenal to many people, and I get it, it just sounds like a bunch of jargon, but we do have a huge curve in our low back space, and so often many of our seated positions and chairs don't supply enough support to that space, and it gets really tense. And if you don't know already, when you're standing up straight or sitting up straight, all the weight of the body over top of that low back space is pressing down on it. And so if we're not supporting it properly, I'm guilty of it too, sitting in postures that are not comfortable for that space, we're just applying so much pressure at so many weird, odd angles, and that's why it hurts all the time. So leveling the spine as flat to the ground as possible without any other muscular effort in broken bridge is super soothing for those muscles that are constantly clenching and doing the best they can to adjust throughout our seated or walking or standing day. So love broken bridge. Okay. Now we're going to see how we feel about bringing some of these postures into the air. And I know it sounds silly. So let's start first with knees to chest posture. Super familiar with that place. Scoop the knees up over the chest, wrap the arms around the legs. What do you know? We're in the air. No worries. Okay, so from our knees to chest posture, I want you to think of what it looks like in your butterfly posture. So again, diamond knees. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together, the knees in our diamond shape, and to help us hold still, let's set the hands to the front of the shin bones or front of the ankles if we can feel comfortable reaching that far. I know the shoulders want to come up, resist the urge to do that, and if you need to just hang on to the knees, so be it, or just the soft part of the knees, okay? Either support yourself or hang on, okay? But bind yourself up somehow, binding just meaning taking your hands and hold yourself steady. Now, if you are able to get the hands towards the ankles, towards the front of the shin bones, I want you to also try pushing those elbows into the knees. So it's like we're tugging the ankles in and we're pushing the knees away. Now that doesn't look too phenomenal from the side, but I feel like a forward angle would not help much either. So just use my words if you can, or ignore me completely. Take the hands to the front of the shin bone, try to tug the heels close to the body, try to push the knees far away. That's the best I got for y'all for a description. All right, so it's butterfly in the sky. Anyway, yeah, some people will catch that, some people will not, and that's okay. Butterfly in the air, because I'm not trying to get in trouble or anything, but cute. Okay, so from our butterfly, let's go ahead and release the soles of the feet flat to the ground. Let's release the hands out wide again. Let's step the feet wider than hip width towards the edges of the mat, so we've got those wide stance feet again. And let's rock those knees left and right, slow and easy, independent from each other. One knee goes one way, the other knee goes another way. But they're rocking and rolling in their own way. And I feel like we've spent a pretty good amount of time on the hips. So let's see if we can make our way back into a seated posture. So we're going to bring the soles of the feet back to a neutral place. We're going to pick one of our favorite sides today. There's only 2 of them. So let's roll to our favorite side. And let's see if we can push off of the mat and climb into a seated posture. So we can root the hips down strong. So we can stack the spine up tall. And again, I'll put my hair out because it wasn't cooperating earlier. Sorry, guys. All right, so now that we've come into a seated posture again, we're going to root the hips down strong beneath us. We're going to stack up the spine piece by piece, tall and proud. Relax the shoulders heavy and back so the heart space is wide open. Okay. Let's see if we can stretch the fingertips way out wide beside us like we were earlier. And we're going to try that sweeping breath. So we're going to inhale, sweep wide and tall and relax a little bit. And exhale to release back down. Let's try that 3 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale, rest. Thinking of great expansive breaths. Rising and falling. 1 more time. Awesome. Let's go ahead and release the finger pads down to the mat. And let's try to take that very same twist that we took earlier. So I'm going to mirror myself from you guys again. So we'll set our left hand to the outside of our right knee. And our right hand is going to walk back behind our right hip. And we're just going to gently tug. I don't really like the word tug, but we're going to gently twist and look back beyond our shoulder to the space behind us. Still keeping in mind, tall spine. We're not slumping back into our hand, pulling up our knee. Tall spine, just looking beyond that shoulder. Exhale to unwind. Shake out the shoulders. Shake out the arms. Be mindful of when you rock your head around, by the way, because cervical spine is very narrow and delicate. So we don't want to be like, I can't even pretend. We don't want to be doing all this with our head, so. Okay, let's try our twist on our opposite side. Fingertips way out wide. Right hand comes across the body to our left knee. Left hand walks back behind the left hip. Again, tall spine. We're just gently twisting and looking back beyond our shoulder. All right. Okay, let's use our next breath to unwind into our neutral place. Let's go ahead and relax the hands back to a more comfortable place rather than way out wide. Okay, from this seated posture, let's go ahead and start to focus. We're going to bring our awareness back up towards our neck and our shoulders again, because that's where we started. And I want to take a lot of really good care of those spaces that feel tense. So we've got hips rooted strong, spine built up tall. We're going to relax the shoulders down and away from the ears. We already did the rolling, no worries, okay? Let's try that with the neck this time. So let's exhale, tuck the chin down to our chest and start to look down to the ground before us. Really exaggerate, really push the chin to the chest, okay? Let's start to gently and slowly rock a little bit left and rock a little bit right. Slow and easy. All right, we are most likely going to find at least one space that is really grumpy with us here. So don't stay still in a place that really pushes you to feel uncomfortable or unhappy. Try to roll through it instead. Okay. Now, the next time that we would come over to our right shoulder, I'm going to challenge you to lift the face to the sky and rock around to the left shoulder and down to the chest. And let's try this 2 more times. A great circle from right to left. Slow and mindful of those uncomfortable spots along the way. Okay, chin to chest, pause. Now let's reverse our circle. Let's go back to our left shoulder, lift our face to the sky, come around to the right and the chest, and keep on going from left to right. All right, or whichever circle you were already making. Last time, we'll bring the chin to the chest, and then we'll lift the face back into neutral. And then we'll shake it out in the arms and the shoulders, not the head, arms and shoulders. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and find any comfortable seated posture that we would like for our final relaxation today. So today I had in mind that we would practice a breathing technique, but first we need to be in a peaceful, soothing state. So if crisscross legs or Sukhasana, happy pose, is not the place for you today, we can revisit butterfly, we can kick the legs out long, okay, but wherever we are, comfortable seat, hips rooted and strong beneath us. Stack up the spine piece by piece, relax the shoulders, and finally, I can't cue this enough, relax the face. Let go of tension around the eyes. Let go of tension around the jaw. Just breathe for a few moments. Just let the inhale rise in the body. And just let the exhale fall away. No judgment, no expectation, no need to change anything. All right. Now, we've visited this 3 parts breath before, but for those that are not familiar with it, from our restful place, you don't even have to open the eyes if you don't want to. To begin our 3 parts breath, we're going to take the hands and we're going to interlace the ends of the fingertips a little bit, and we're going to take that tiny basket of our hands and we're going to push up close to our belly button and apply just a little bit of pressure. We're not trying to give ourselves a tummy ache. We're just going to push the hands in towards the belly button until we can feel the movement of the breath in the hands. Okay. So we're going to inhale, push the air in the body all the way into the hands, and exhale to push the air back out of the body. Inhale, fill the hands like a balloon. Exhale, release. Let's do this 3 more times. Full breath. Let's bring our hands up to the lowest rib that we can feel in our rib cage, which is not far above where the belly button is. Okay, we'll gently lace the ends of the fingertips a little bit there. And like last time, we're gonna fill the hands with our breath. So I want you to inhale and draw that air all the way down to the belly and exhale to release it back out. Okay. Now this time, we're gonna take 3 more breaths at the rib cage. At the belly button, we noticed the forward and backward motion of the breath. But at the very edge of the rib cage, we not only find that forward and backward expansion with the breath, we also feel the body kind of expanding outward and back in. Okay, my last challenge for you here is to bring the hands all the way up on top of the chest. Let the arms fall heavy beside you. You don't have to push down, and it doesn't matter how laced the fingers are here. We'll just drop the hands on top of the chest. And this is where we're going to feel our most frequently normal, usual breath. So we'll inhale to fill the hands with air, and we'll exhale to let that breath fall away. Now in our regular daily life, we find ourselves breathing up here in the chest. This feels normal for us. The rise and fall here. But often this is called our isolated upper chest breathing, which does tend to actually have an effect on our parasympathetic and our sympathetic nervous systems. So when we're breathing isolated up in our upper chest, whether it's fast or slow, we find ourselves activating a part of our brain that is thinking, what am I doing? What am I missing? What do I need to do next? What's wrong? Those are frequent thoughts that are paired with this isolated upper chest breathing. So we're going to walk our way back down to the belly. From our chest, take the hands back down to the lowest rib that we can find. Gently lace the ends of the fingertips a little bit and start those breaths again. Feel the breath expand here. We feel forward and back. We feel out and in. And breathe. Okay, and finally walk the hands back down towards that belly button, not much farther. Walk the hands down towards the belly button and try the best that you can to bring the breath all the way down to the belly like you're filling up a balloon. It was thought when this 3-part breath was becoming a lot more popular that you can recognize this belly breath, this final step, this belly breath is used frequently in babies. You watch them sit there and breathe and you see their belly rising and falling. A lot more soothing for the nervous system. Okay. And finally, we can drop our hands and practice full breaths without the extra pressure of having hands situated anywhere. Just breathe now. Okay, keep in mind the way you felt in the chest, the way you felt in the ribs, and the way you feel when you can bring that belly breath into the mix. Now I know today is a lot more slow practice, so if you don't feel the need to do 5 or 10 minutes of final relaxation here, so be it. I'm not going to push you to do anything, but if now feels like a good time for you to kind of chew on those thoughts a little bit more, or not hear me speak for a little while, you're more than welcome to begin to settle into any reclined space across your mat, or even child's pose, which is resting. The opposite of lying on your back is lying on your belly. Okay. You can stay in your seated posture, or you can tune out. No worries. But we're going to take this time now to move into our final relaxation, settling the body into any restful place we choose. Letting the body fall with gravity where the body needs to fall, to rest. We'll relax the face and the eyes and the jaw. And I want you to repeat it to yourself, and I want you to mean it. Use your words, mean it to yourself. No judgment, no expectation, and no desire to change anything. If you can, with me, just take at least 5 more slow and steady breaths. When you feel ready, we'll start to move just a little bit at first in the fingers and the toes. Maybe we'll roll the ankles and roll the wrists, or the shoulders and the hips. Or we'll rock the head around just a little bit, slow and easy. We're not trying to snap and crack on purpose. But we'll rise into any seated posture that we like. It's kind of a formal movement, a way of saying that I have done that. I have rested, I've challenged, I have moved, but now I'm rebuilding to end this practice and move back into the practice of my day. So we find a seated posture of some sort that we like. We'll root the hips down strong, we'll build up the spine tall, we'll relax the shoulders. And finally, with all the peacefulness that we can take with us in mind, it's at this time at the end of our practice today that I'd like to thank you for choosing to share your time and your practice with me here. And again, it is the light within me that honors and bows to the light within you. Namaste.